Welcome to IAS Academy. Prior to the 2023 preliminary exam, we will cover 15 questions daily in a video. I have already uploaded 40 test series last year. So, let's start our session. Our first question is, with reference to the history of ancient India, which of the following statement is or are correct? Statement number 1, Mitakshara was the civil law for upper castes and Devbhaga was the civil law for lower castes. That is incorrect. Statement number 2. In the Mitakshara system, the sons can claim right to the property during the lifetime of the father. Whereas in the Devbhaga system, it is only after the death of the father that the sons can claim right to the property. That is correct. Statement number 3. The Mitakshara system deals with the matters related to the property held by male members only of a family. Whereas the Devbhaga system deals with the matters related to the property held by both male and female members of a family. That is incorrect. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Here answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. Statement 1 is incorrect. Mitakshara is the oldest schools of Hindu law and is practiced in India except in the state of West Bengal and Assam. Devbhaga is also important schools of Hindu law mainly practiced in Assam and West Bengal. Both law deals with upper caste and lower castes. Statement 2 is correct. In the Mitakshara school of inheritance, property is inherited by the successors only when they were born in the family of the property holder. Thus, when a son is born, he receives rights in the property. So, he can inherit during the lifetime of the father. In the case of Devbhaga school of inheritance, property is inherited by the successors only when the holder of the property is dead. Statement 3 is incorrect. Mitakshara school is an orthodox school. It is biased against women and gave them very less right to inherit property. Devbhaga is also biased against women, but it is liberal school and it gives more rights to women to inherit property compared to Mitakshara. So, her answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. Question number 2. Consider the following statements. It was during the reign of Iltutmish that Genghis Khan reached Indus in pursuit of the fugitive Kashmir prince. That is correct. It was during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq that Timur occupied Multan and crossed the Indus. That is incorrect. It was during the reign of Devaraya II of Vijayanagara Empire that Vasco da Gama reached the coast of Kerala. That is also incorrect. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? Here answer to this question is option A. Statement 1 only is correct. Statement 1 is correct. Genghis Khan attacked India during the reign of Iltutmish. But Iltutmish saved India by refusing to support Khwarizmi Shah Jalauddin of Central Asia against Genghis Khan. Statement 2 is incorrect. The period of Muhammad bin Tughlaq was 1325 to 1351. It was during the period of Nasruddin Muhammad Tughlaq, Timur invaded India. The fabulous wealth of India attracted Timur, the ruler of Samarkand. In 1398 AD, Timur captured Delhi and caused annihilation of Tughlaq dynasty by pillaging and slaughtering people. Statement 3 is incorrect. Devaraya II reign was from 1422 to 1446. Vasco da Gama came to India in 1498. So, statement 3 is incorrect. So, here answer to this question is option A. Statement 1 only is correct. Question number 3. Consider the following statements. St. Francis Xavier was one of the founding members of Jesuit order. That is correct. St. Francis Xavier died in Goa and a church is dedicated to him there. That is incorrect. The feast of St. Francis Xavier is celebrated in Goa each year. That is also correct. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? Here answer to this question is option C. Statement 1 and 3 are correct. Statement 1 is correct. St. Francis Xavier was one of the founders of Jesuit order. He was a Spanish saint. Statement 2 is incorrect. He died in the islands of Sanjian, now Shanchuan-Tayo of the Chinese coast, while trying to gain entrance to China, which was then closed to foreigners. Statement 3 is correct. Every year, the feast of St. Francis Xavier is celebrated in Goa on 3rd of December. So, her answer to this question is option C. Statement 1 and 3 are correct. Question number 4. Consider the following statements. Statement number 1. The Montague Chelmsford reforms of 1990 recommended granting voting rights to all the women above the age of 21. That is incorrect. Statement number 2. The Government of India Act of 1935 gave women reserved seats in legislature. That is correct. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? Here answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. Statement 1 is incorrect. The Monday Chelmsford Songs of 1990 did not recommend granting voting rights to all women above the age of 21. Although it recommended the voting rights to women in limited numbers to be extended in the basis of property, tax or education. Statement 2 is correct. The Government of India Act of 1935 gave women separate electorate and give few reserved seats for women in legislature. It provided separate electorates to depressed classes and laborers also. So, here answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. Question number 5. Consider the following statements. Statement number 1. 21st February is declared to be the International Mother Language Day by UNICEF. That is incorrect. Statement number 2. The demand that Bangla has to be one of the national language was raised in the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. That is correct. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? Here answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. Statement 1 is incorrect. 21st February is declared as International Mother Language Day by UNESCO. The idea to celebrate International Mother Language Day was initiative of Bangladesh. Statement 2 is correct. In 1948, the then Governor General of Pakistan Muhammad Ali Jinnah declared that Urdu would be the official language of Pakistan. The contentious nature of official language question came to the fore during the first session of Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. A member from East Bengal, Dhirendranath Datta, moved a motion to include Bangla as one of the languages of the Constituent Assembly along with English and Urdu. The motion was rejected. Bangla was eventually granted official status under the 1956 Constitution. So, her answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. Question number 6. With reference to water credit, consider the following statements. Statement number 1. It puts microfinance tools to work in the water and sanitation sector. That is correct. Statement number 2. It is a global initiative launched under the aegis of World Health Organization and the World Bank. That is incorrect. Statement number 3. It aims to enable the poor people to meet their water needs without depending on subsidies. That is correct. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? Here answer to this question is option C. Statement 1 and 3 are correct. Statement 1 is correct. Water credit is a powerful solution and the first to put microfinance tools to work in the water and sanitation sector. Water credit helps bring small loans to those who need access to affordable financing and expert resources to make household water and toilet solutions a reality. Statement 2 is incorrect. Water Credit is an initiative of Water.org. Water.org is a global non-profit organization, that is NGO, working to bring water and sanitation to the world. Statement 3 is correct. It helps people to get access to safe water and sanitation through affordable financing such as small loans. So her answer to this question is option C. Statement 1 and 3 are correct. Question number 7. Which one of the following statement is correct? Options are Ajanta Caves lies in the gorge of Vagur River, Sanji Stupa lies in the gorge of Champal River, Pandulena Caves lies in the gorge of Narmada River, Amaravati Stupa lies in the gorge of Godavari River. Here answer to this question is option A. Ajanta Caves lies in the gorge of Vagur River. Option A is correct. The Rocket Caves of Ajanta lies in the Vagur River Valley near Ajanta village in the Aurangabad district of Maharashtra. Number 9. Consider the following animals. Hedgehog, marmot, pangolin. To reduce the chance of being captured by predators, which of the above organisms roll up and protect their vulnerable parts? Here answer to this question is option D 1 and 3. That is hedgehog and pangolin. Option 1 is correct. Hedgehogs are small nocturnal spiny mammals. When they are frightened or annoyed, hedgehogs will roll into a ball so that a predator will feel the full brunt of its sharp spines and will then leave the hedgehog alone. Option 2 is incorrect. Marmots are relatively large ground squirrels with 15 species living in Asia, Europe and North America. They are the heaviest members of the squirrel family. It does not roll up to protect itself. Option 3 is correct. Pangolins are actually mammals. They are the only mammals wholly covered in scales and they use these scales to protect themselves from the predators in the wild. Under threat, A pangolin will immediately curl into a tight ball and will use their sharp-scaled tails to defend themselves. So here answer to this question is option D 1 and 3. That is hedgehog and pangolin. Question number 10. With reference to India, consider the following statements. Statement number 1. There is only one citizenship and one domicile. That is correct. Statement number 2. A citizen by birth only can become the head of the state. That is incorrect. Statement number 3. A foreigner once granted the citizenship cannot be deprived of it under any circumstances. That is incorrect. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? Here answer to this question is option A. Statement 1 only is correct. Statement 1 is correct. The Indian Constitution provides for only a single citizenship. That is the Indian citizenship. The citizens in India owe allegiance only to the Union. There is no separate state citizenship. Also, when an Indian citizen voluntarily acquires the citizenship of another country, his Indian citizenship automatically terminates. Also, there is only one domicile allowed in India. Domicile certificate can be made only in one state or union territory. In 2010, the Uttarakhand High Court declared that there is no separate domicile for each state and there is only one domicile for the entire country. Statement 2 is incorrect. The President is the head of the Indian state. In India, a person to be eligible for election as President should be a citizen of India. This is different from USA, where only a citizen by birth is eligible for the office of President. Statement 3 is incorrect. A foreigner who has been earlier granted Indian citizenship can be deprived of his citizenship. So here answer to this question is option A. Statement 1 only is correct. Question number 11. Which of the following factors constitute the best safeguard of liberty in a liberal democracy? Options are a committed judiciary, centralization of powers, elected government, separation of powers. Here answer to this question is option D. Separation of powers. The separation of powers between the legislature, the executive and the judiciary constitute an important safeguard of liberty in a liberal democracy. The doctrine of separation of powers entails the division of legislative, executive and judicial functions of the government among different organs. This separation minimizes the possibility of arbitrary excessive powers by the government. Since all the three organs act as checks and balance of the powers of each other, therefore none of the three organs can accept the essential functions of the other organs. This demarcation prevents the concentration of excessive powers by any branch of the government. It thus helps to safeguard the liberty and rights of the people in a democracy. So here answer to this question is option D. Separation of powers. Question number 12. We adopted parliamentary democracy based on British model. But how does our model differ from that model? Statement number 1. As regards legislation, the British Parliament is supreme or sovereign. But in India, the power of Parliament to legislate is limited. That is correct. Statement number 2. In India, matters related to the constitutionality of the amendment of an act of the Parliament are referred to the Constitution bench by Supreme Court. That is also correct. Select the correct answer using the quotes given below. Here answer to this question is option C. Both 1 and 2 are correct. Parliamentary sovereignty is a principle of UK Constitution. It makes Parliament the supreme legal authority in UK, which can create or end any law. But Indian Parliament is not a sovereign body like the British Parliament. The Indian Parliament may, in exercise of its constituent power, amend by way of addition, variation or repeal of any provision of the Constitution in accordance with the procedure laid down for the purpose. However, the Parliament cannot amend those provisions which form the basic structure of the Constitution. Statement 2 is correct. In India, matters related to the constitutionality of an amendment of an act of the Parliament are referred to the Constitution bench by Supreme Court. A Constitution bench is a bench of Supreme Court having 5 or more judges on it. So, the answer to this question is option C, both 1 and 2. Question number 13. In India, the central bank's function as the lender of last resort usually refers which of the following? Options are lending to trade and industry bodies when they fail to borrow from other sources. That is incorrect. Providing liquidity to the banks having a temporary crisis. That is correct. Lending to government to finance budgetary deficit. That is incorrect. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Here, answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. A lender of last resort is an institution, usually a country's central bank, that offers loans to banks or other eligible institutions that are experiencing financial difficulty or are considered highly risky or near collapse. In India, RBI is the lender of last resort. Lender of last resort does not lend money to trade and industry bodies when they fail to borrow from other sources. Hence, statement 1 is incorrect. RBI extends this facility to protect the interest of the depositors of the bank and to prevent possible failures of the bank, which in turn may also affect other banks and institutions and can have an adverse impact on financial stability and thus on the economy. Hence, statement 2 is correct. RBI does lend the governments to finance budget deficits, but it does not come under lender of last resort. Hence, statement 3 is incorrect. So, here answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. Question number 14. Which among the following steps is most likely to be taken at the time of an economic recession? Options are cutting tax rates accompanied by increase in interest rates. That is incorrect. Increase in expenditure on public projects. That is correct. Increase in tax rates accompanied by reduction of interest rates. That is incorrect. Reduction of expenditure on public projects. That is incorrect. The answer to this question is option B. Increase in expenditure on public projects. High interest rates are a cause of recession because they limit liquidity or the amount of money available to invest. Hence, statement 1 and 3 are not correct. Economic recession refers to a significant decline in general economic activity in a designated region. Increase in expenditure on public projects will have multiplier effect on the pace of economic growth of the country. Public expenditure has the expansionary effect on growth of national income, employment opportunities, etc. Private investors are incapable of making massive investments on the various infrastructural projects like road, bridge, dam construction, power plants, transport and communications, etc. It is imperative that the government undertake such projects. Greater the public expenditure, higher is the level of economic development. So, her answer to this question is option B. Increase in expenditure on public projects. Question number 15. Consider the following statements. Other things remaining unchanged, market demand for a good might increase if options are price of its substitute increases, price of its complement increases, the good is an inferior good and income of the consumer increases. Its price falls. Which of the above statement is or are correct? Here, answer to this question is option A. 1 and 4 are correct. Demand for a given commodity varies directly with the price of a substitute good. For example, if the price of a one company's phone increases, the demand for other company's phone will rise. Hence, statement 1 is correct. A complementary good or service is an item used in conjunction with another good or service. When the price of a good's complements increases, then demand for the good decreases. For example, an increase in demand for printers will lead to an increase in demand for its ink. If the price of the ink increases, demand for printers will decrease. Hence, statement 2 is incorrect. Inferior good refers to an item that becomes less desirable as the income of its consumers increases. As consumers' income increases, they tend to decrease their purchase of inferior goods, opting for luxury good instead. Hence, statement 3 is incorrect. The quantity demanded of a good increases when its price falls. Hence, statement 4 is correct. So, here answer to this question is option A. Statement 1 and 4 are correct. So, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. We will continue with the next essay tomorrow.